Hello, welcome to game 3 of my league match against Markus. Let's take a look at what we can do here. Defiled Shrine. Mountain Pass is interesting. I played an interesting Mountain Pass game with Markus once with Miser and Coven, and it was just really slow and I ended up getting like 20 or something. And chat said I was crazy, but the kingdom was so slow that I was able to pay it all off and eventually win. That was the first time I think I'd beaten Markus in a game. We have King's Court, we have Draw. Actions are slightly tight, but we've got Acting Troupe and we've got King's Court, so you can make stuff work. You can also King's Court Horses, which seems funny. So we want to get Cavalries going, we want to get Remakes going. Remake seems like the most important card early. I think I'm going to open Silver Remake even. Try to get a Barge. Remake will remake into some Acting Troops. And we're just going to try to build up a big King's Court engine and do an Inventor stack. King's Court Inventor a couple of times and empty the piles. So I can't quite do this yet, but something I'm strong you can do with Remake is you can remake into Cavalries, and then you get the draw immediately. 3 is not my favorite price point. I'm going to get a Smugglers now. I'm going to get a Smugglers. It gives me some pressure against them. Defiled Shrine is around, but I'm not super strongly considering that. Just grab another Acting Troupe. I want to get one of those into play. If they get a Cavalry here, it's actually slightly questionable if I want to play the Smugglers, but it seems worthwhile to add it to my deck. I'm risking drawing the 2 Acting Troops dead. Okay, I didn't hit either of the Acting Troops, just drew 2 coppers, which is really nice. I can get a Barge now, get some draw going. Yeah, so one of the key things here is you can remake Cavalries into Barges. There's no 6s. You can't remake anything into King's Court. So actually getting up to King's Court is going to be important. We're also starting to get to the Defiled Shrine points, and this is probably it here. They're going to take it for 10. That being said, you've got Inventor King's Court Megaturn, so it's not like the 10 VP matters when you're buying 8 provinces or something. Okay, they didn't take it, which is interesting to me. I can just take another Acting Troupe, I think. I'm going to want all the Acting Troops. I've already got a Barge down there. They've got 2 Barges, though. Oh, because they were able to remake Barge. I think I'm going to take 10 is just enough that I think I'm going to take it. I don't know how slow it makes me. If we really are winning on King's Court Inventor stack, then 10 VP doesn't matter. But if we are ending the game on Acting Troops, Barges, and Cavalries before that happens, then having the 10 VP is nice. We don't seem that close. Let's see what they do on this turn. I can smuggle something nice, hopefully. Ideally Cavalry, because this turn's a little bit sad if I don't have a... Well, I can remake the silver into Cavalry. Yeah, what... I'm trying to figure out, they seem to have advanced in their draws. Okay, so they just gained an Acting Troupe. So I'm going to play an Acting Troupe, smuggle an Acting Troupe, kill the curse, gain a Cavalry, which lets me draw on. 2 is not enough to do anything, so I will end turn. I feel like I have not played the Remake as often, but perhaps I have. Their deck seems to be a little bit thinner than mine. Maybe I'm just misunderstanding the deck states, though. So how do we get to 7 for King's Court? We play a couple of Inventors and then get to 5? Actually seems like the most likely outcome. So yeah, I've only got a couple of cards in my discard pile anyways, right? clean shuffle. I trashed Silver Curse, so I've got Smugglers, Remake, Acting Troupe. Cavalry down there, so I could remake the Cavalry into a Barge or something this turn. Probably want to grab a couple of Acting Troops because those are running. Cavalries will run, and then Inventors will run, it looks like. I mean, it doesn't look like it yet because we haven't touched them yet, but I suspect they're going to run. They don't seem particularly close to getting to 7 either. No, because you can hit 7 if you get a bank and a bunch of coppers, but bank costs 7 too. You could remake a 5 into a gold and then remake the gold into King's Court. Problem is, you only 5s are your barges, and barges are really good cards here. So, yeah, they drew a barge at the top of their last shuffle, and I didn't, of this current shuffle for me, and I didn't. But they had 2, and they were able to smuggle 1 because I was the first mover on barges. So that explains sort of my misconception here. They do have another barge, so they can draw it, or they can next turn it. I'm not quite sure what the plan is. This feels like a kind of kingdom where you want to get a second remake, but we're not quite there yet. This is catastrophic. I have 2 horses down there, and I cannot get to them. I only have 3 money, so I can't get a... My Smugglers is down there. I had hoped by playing the Cavalry first, I'd draw one of those horses. And have the horses, and that meant this turn I was not able to get a barge, and they probably won't gain any barges this turn because they have 3 already. So I'm not going to be able to smuggle a barge. Maybe I can smuggle something else that's good, though. I also had, I remade the last estate, which is good. I still want to remake some coppers. Yeah, all they can gain now is Acting Troops because that was all I was able to gain on my turn. Now I gained a barge. So if they smuggle a barge, I'll be pretty happy because I can smuggle 1 back. And then it looks like the barge pile is the 3rd pile that's emptying. They do have some amount of overdraw now with barges. They can start adding Inventors and playing them, but again, without the King's Court to triple horses, it's going to be pretty tough to get enough actions to play barges and Inventors in this game very quickly. Descends into a slog, I guess, if neither of us have King's Courts. And then the Defiled Shrine points feel pretty good. So they gain an Acting Troupe. I assume they're going to gain something else here that's useful that I can smuggle. I do have 2 barges down there, so there's a question if I want to play the Smugglers first. If they gain a Cavalry or a Barge, I will smuggle first. If they don't, I don't think I want to. I think I would prefer drawing deck over having an Inventor, and if I can actually see one of the barges in the top 2, then I have a horse down there too, so I'm going to see 3 cards into this next shuffle, of which I have Cavalry, Barge, 3 coppers. I really still have 3 coppers. Cavalry, Barge, 3 coppers. 2 barges, Cavalry, Remake, 3 coppers. So it's 7 cards. I'm going to see 3 of those. I think I will probably play this Smugglers first then. Inventing Cavalry is nice. If you can get a couple Inventors in play, you can autopile the Cavalries. I wonder if I should not gain an Inventor then at all to prevent them from smuggling an Inventor. So if they smuggle an Inventor and invent an Inventor, that gives them 3 Inventors. Cavalries are 1. They can close to pile those. I don't think I'm super worried about that. I still have this 10 VP point lead. They had to gain a silver there. So, draw a horse. Okay, I need to draw on, so grab myself a Cavalry here. Now, okay, bottom card is a Remake, which I want to see. So I can gain 2 horses here. I've got 5 money, so I can do some other stuff too. I can remake a cavalry into something. I can buy something and gain some horses. Where are our piles at? They're quite low. They bought a silver, which means I guess they're trying to go for... King's Court next turn. So I think I'm going to grab a Barge here and another Inventor. And keep one Cavalry for some horses, and then gain another Inventor. So this is good. I drew 2 Barges at the top of the shuffle, so I'll be able to draw the deck here. I have 2 Inventors. I can gain and play 2 Inventors. Potentially I can gain and play 2 Inventors and play 2 Inventors. I can remake 2 Coppers into Cavalries with 3 Inventors in play. That gives me 2 more buys. Barge buys. I should be able to empty the Inventors into Cavalries next turn. Waving my hands there, and there's a bit of voodoo that I haven't figured out yet in terms of, actually drawing all of that. And playing all of that. I think I have just enough actions, but I'm going to run out of actions. Markus is running out of actions right now if they don't have a pile out here, and I don't really see how they can have a pile out with only 2 Inventors. Well, 3 Inventors. They can pile out the Cavalries, but they've got to get a bunch of points. Okay, they can gap. Okay, they can't gain and play a King's Court. Okay, so I have to win this turn, because otherwise they King's Court Inventor, and I just lose badly. They did gain an Inventor on their turn, right? Yeah. So, draw. Okay. So, definitely going to play a Cavalry to get some horses in there. So we actually play the Cavalry first. Now I'll play the Barge. Okay, so I've got 2 horses on top. So I can gain 2 Inventors, right? Smuggle a 3rd. Draw them all. Oh, I can actually gain a King's Court here. That's pretty cool. Smuggling King's Court's pretty cool. And then, and yeah, now I can just King's Court, Inventor, gain 3 Inventors. And that's it. 3 pile. Nice. So I felt pretty good about that one. The early Defiled Shrine points, I think, did make a difference, because if I don't have that 11 VP point lead, but I don't know, them buying King's Court 2 when I could smuggle and play it, I think I had the pile out anyways, but that was an interesting kingdom. Not quite sure on the Defiled Shrine, it seemed to work out. We move on to game 4.